What do IU, Suzy, Nara, and Si-wan have in common? They are K-pop idols or former idols that have proven they are just as good on screen as they are on stage. It's become more and more common for K-pop stars to double as actors. Today, we want to talk about rising multi-entertainers and the latest movies that feature them. For that, we connect live to filmmaker and professor at Seoul Institute of the Arts, Jae Soh. Hello, Professor Soh.
Hello, Professor.
Hi, nice to be here. But sorry I'm not there in person.
Oh, no problem, Professor. Now, it's not unusual anymore to see K-pop stars actively taking roles in the movies, big and small, and they are doing a great job. So how do you explain this trend?
Well, it's a kind of a timeless trend in a way, because before K-pop, many international singers and entertainers made the shift from their live acts to movies. So you can go back all the way to the first sound movie, which is called The Jazz Singer, 1927, featured a vaudeville singer named Al Jolson. So the first movie was about basically sort of an idol star in its day. And, you know, you have Elvis and Elvis Presley, who made a lot of movies, actually. He's known as a singer. And also nowadays we have stars like Madonna, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Justin Timberlake that are famous as actors as well. So K-pop stars who are basically world famous with huge fan bases could prolong their careers by moving into acting in movies and series on streaming. So you listed IU, Suzy, Si-wan. They're huge actors in movies and in television series. For example, IU is multi-talented in many movie genres like comedy, drama, romance, and movies like Dream Broker, Hotel Del Luna, You Are the Best. And nowadays it seems like K-pop has taken sort of the BTS one-source multi-use model, which uses media and social media as a expansive storytelling system for the star system. So basically, K-pop idols can generate endless content by moving around in different platforms other than music.
Yes, and how is the movie industry being impacted from K-pop acts' involvement? Like, is it a positive impact? Are there any possible downsides at all?
Well, the most positive impact is actually the money, the profits that the producers and the production companies and the distributors make. They know that K-pop stars have a huge fan base, and they'll show up to the movie, the TV series. So basically, the problem with a lot of Korean movie actors is that there's only a few of them that are really famous around the world. So. Most of these actors, that we know, like Lee Byung-hun, they're booked for like years with different movies and content. So they have to kind of look to another well. And it happens to be that, K-pop stars are already a known commodity. So, if they want to act, they will always be welcomed by investors of movies and people that produce the movies. But the negative aspect of it is that I don't want to name the older K-pop stars, but their first acting jobs were, let's just say, not the best. So the fan base of the movie side was sort of criticizing sort of the bad acting that a lot of the K-pop stars initially had, but that is now changing.
We're going to actually touch upon that issue once more. But first off, let's now talk about the K-pop artists appearing in recently released movies.
Right. There's a movie that is coming out. It's come out. It's called 아메바 소녀들의 학교 괴담. Sorry, I don't know the English title, but it stars Wiki Mickey's Kim Do-yeon and also IZ*ONE's Kim Min-ju. And this is a story. It's basically sort of a ghost story in a sense, or a horror film. But it's about basically a student, and it's set in high school. One of the students, played by Kim Do-yeon, wants to be a movie maker, and then she discovers this videotape, and in the tape there's all this material sort of that haunts them, and they realize there's a ghost inside the school. And basically Kim Min-ju from IZ*ONE, it's her first acting role, but she comes out as a deaf swimming student. So it's kind of an exciting sort of deal. And also there's a movie called 4분 44초. That's 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I think I mentioned it in the last time I was on the show. And that one is a collection of horror movies. There's 8 of them. They're about 5 minutes long. Hence the title 4 minutes and 44 seconds. So this one has just a lot of actors. We have, Ripley's Yoo Ji-hye, Shiny's Onyu, I can't say this right. IEOIE Im Na-young. So all these stories are sort of featuring mostly K-pop stars, along with sort of movie actors in their roles, sort of either starting or there's like it's their sort of next role since their first debut. That incidentally, the two films are about the horror genre.
I especially found it very impressive, Kim Min-joo, in her acting in Hear Me, Our Summer, or Cheongseol, because I wasn't really sure. Is she an actress that I never saw before? But she was actually an idol group member. So in that case, it really shows, if you can't differentiate them from K-pop stars and actors, that really shows that they are really great in what they are doing. Now, Professor Soh, which actor or actress do you believe has potential to really make it big as a film personality?
Well, I'm going to get in trouble right now because of the fan base that's there. But basically, the people that I already mentioned in the beginning, I think, I think one of the best actors is actually IU and Suzy. So, IU, basically, she's been in so many different sort of series, and she kind of cut her teeth in acting by acting in a lot of shows on television. So I would say like Vagabond was a big series, Startup, Anna, and the movie also Ashfall, and these are movies that like basically she cut her teeth, and IU is really what I found is there's a movie called Broker where she plays sort of a teenage like girl that's pregnant and in trouble, and I found her acting to be really amazing. Suji is somebody who I really I like her, basically her as an idol star, but then she really surprised me in a movie called Architecture 101. And that was a movie with many different actors. She was like one of the first idol stars to be in this kind of big movie, but she really held her own. And she basically is in a lot of, series. I kind of mentioned the wrong star with IU, but she's in, Startup, Anna, Vagabond. Also, she was in the movie Ashfall in Wonderland, which was really amazing. And then we have also from 2 p.m. Taecyeon, and he's a rapper, and he started with Cinderella's Sister, and I like him in Vincenzo, which is like a global, famous series. He's also done historical dramas like Hansan, The Rising Dragon, and the Heartbeat series. And then we have the best-looking Cha Eun-woo, from Astro, and he's actually started acting in 2014, I think. And basically, his big thing is My ID's Gangnam Beauty and True Beauty. And so, not only is he a good-looking guy, but he's actually a pretty good actor.
He is. So regardless of the fan base, Professor Soh, I think many would have to agree with you on their acting skills. Speaking of acting skills, transitions from singer to actor existed in the past, as you mentioned before, but so did controversy surrounding their acting capabilities. So that seems to be a thing of a past, as idols are being actually praised for their acting skills. Why is that?
Well, with the first, I guess, group of idol stars that kind of made the switch to the big screen, most K-pop stars are trained for the live stage. They, and it's really choreographed. They really rehearse it to death, and they, of course, do music videos and things like that. But they're not really used to the screen. And screen acting is very different from stage acting. There are many elements that you could bring over, but you're very limited by the rectangular screen. You can only act in certain areas, for example. So basically, these actors started out sort of adjusting to the screen, but now it seems like this new generation of idol stars are being trained not only to be great as singers and entertainers and dancers, but also to act in front of the camera, which is itself a sort of a new style of acting. And, there's many famous actors, we call it the method and things like that. But I think, what we really notice is like, basically you could transfer from the stage where you're given all these instructions to move your body to make yourself look good, and you could easily do that naturally on the screen, which you basically have to kind of tone down a lot of the the sort of the entertaining that you're doing, but it's possible.
Interesting.
Yes, and what is your projection in regards to the future of idols, actors entering the movie industry? And are we going to see an increase and the competition become more fierce, you would say?
Yeah, I think it's very bright, actually, because of all the idol stars I mentioned today. They're sort of like kind of breaking the fold in the sense that I think now, basically people that are fan bases for movies and, OTT series, they didn't really take these idol stars that seriously, but they're starting to really notice that they're really good actors. So, in fact, some of the movie audiences are going over to watch their singing, on stage as well. So it's kind of an interesting mix of the two fan bases. But I think it's also we're also like multiplied, infinitely by the fact that these stars are already international stars all around the world, and now Korean cinema, because of the Oscar-winning Parasite, is now watched very seriously by all moviegoers around the world. So it kind of like really enlarges the fan base of these people, and I think. Idol stars, I think, are really basically designed to be in their 20s, maybe pushing it up to their 30s. And afterwards, they're kind of replaced by the new generation of idol stars. So I think if they make the successful jump to the screen, their careers could go until, basically they're in their old ages.
Wow, we could go on with this interesting topic for hours, but unfortunately, that's the time we have. Professor Soh, thank you very much for your insights today.
My pleasure.